Namadeva. In earlier videos, I have presented 7 chapters from my book titled Great Saints of India. This is the 8th chapter of the book dealing with Namadeva. Chapter 8 Namadeva. Namadeva is one of the best known saint poets of India. He lived in constant communion with Lord Panduranga of Pandharpur, a place of pilgrimage in Maharashtra. Hundreds of devotional songs called abhangs composed by him are lovingly sung by devout people to this day. He is traditionally believed to have lived between 1270 and 1350. But there are other views ascribing his period as 1207 to 1287 and 1309 to 1372. Namadeva was the son of Damashed and Gonai. Damashed was a tailor by profession and was a devotee of Panduranga. Gonai was also highly devotional. Both had spent their life in the service of Panduranga. They did not have children for a long time. This had made them very sad. They prayed to Panduranga. Panduranga appeared in the dream of Damashed and said, Damashed, tomorrow when you go to the river for taking bath, there will come floating in the river a closed box in which you will find a baby. You can take it home as your baby. As the day dawned, Damashed went to the river for bathing. A box came floating. He took it into his hands. Within the box, he heard a voice chanting the name of Panduranga. Eagerly, he opened the box and found in it a bright-looking, sweet baby boy. Both husband and wife named him as Namadeva and felt supremely happy. Namadeva grew up and became extremely devoted to Panduranga. People loved him and respected him for his clean life and a remarkably good character. Damashed used to carry every day to the temple the offering of food for Panduranga. After the ritual of offering was made, he would bring it back home as prasad. Then all of them would have their food. One day, Damashed did not return home from the bazaar for a long time. Thinking that he might be very late, Gonai told Namadeva to go to the temple and offer the food to the god. Namadeva went to the temple. He worshipped Panduranga and then placed before him the vessel containing the food. He believed that God would actually eat it. So he stood modestly and said, Your lunch is ready, my lord. You may take it. But there was no sign of God eating the food. Namadeva became sad. He again pleaded, Dear God, my father was not at home, so my mother sent me with this offering. If I had made any mistake, please forgive me. I am still young. Please don't be angry with me. Moved by his pleadings and affection, Panduranga appeared before him and actually ate all the food that was offered. Namadeva was extremely happy. He bowed to Panduranga and went home with the empty vessel. His father also had come home by that time. The mother asked, "Where is prasad offered to God?" And Namadeva said, "God ate all the food." Damashed asked with surprise, "What do you mean by that? God ate it? Is it ever possible?" Namadeva replied, "Yes, God ate all the food." His parents could not believe it. But the innocent face of the boy indicated that he was speaking the truth. The next day, Damashed went to the temple taking Namadeva with him. The puja was performed as usual. The offering was placed before God. But Panduranga did not come to eat. Namadeva was unhappy. He pleaded with Panduranga to take the food. But the god remained motionless. The boy felt deeply hurt. "Oh Lord, you ate the offering yesterday. But now is it right to be like this?" The boy went on pleading. Deeply moved with this prayer, Panduranga opened his mouth. The little Namadeva started feeding him. Seeing this, Damashed was amazed. As soon as he returned home, he told his wife about this. Both were filled with joy. When Namadeva was about 20 years of age, he met the great saint Namadeva at Pandharpur. Namadeva was naturally attracted to Namadeva as a great devotee of Panduranga. He persuaded Namadeva to go with him to all the holy places on pilgrimage. Namadeva did not want to go, as that would mean separation from Lord Panduranga. However, Namadeva was induced to go on pilgrimage. This was the most important period in the life of Namadeva. Practically from this time, the two great saints almost never separated till death parted them. The pilgrimage was made to many parts of India and almost all the holy places. On the way, several miracles are reported to have been performed by both Namadeva and Jnanadeva. It is said that once Namadeva and Jnanadeva reached the desert of Marwar. Namadeva was dying of thirst. They found out a well, but the water was at a very low level. Jnanadeva proposed to assume the form of a bird by his powers and bring the water up in his beak. But Namadeva proved superior to him. He prayed to goddess Rukmini. The level of the water rose miraculously to the surface. In a place called Bida, a person invited Namadeva to do bhajan in his house. Namadeva went there with a large number of devotees. The Muslim ruler of Bidar mistook them for rebel troops and sent his general to attack them. The general reported to the king that it was only a religious party. The king, however, ordered that Namadeva should be arrested and prosecuted. He asked Namadeva to rouse a dead cow to life or embrace Islam. Namadeva raised the dead cow to life. The king and others were struck with amazement. Namadeva's world began and ended with the deity Panduranga of Pandharpur. He would not recognize any other deity as the symbol of God. The pilgrimage of Namadeva and Jnanadeva lasted about 5 years. During this period, Jnanadeva advised Namadeva to adopt a guru in order to realize completely the manifestation of the all-pervading God and thus fulfill his mission in life. Again, Namadeva hesitated as he thought that such action might alienate his loyalty and devotion to Panduranga. He plainly said that Panduranga was his guru. It was, however, clear to Jnanadeva and other saints in the company that Namadeva's view was rather narrow, in the sense that he thought God was centered in the deity of Panduranga of Pandharpur, and they wanted him to acquire the wider vision which they themselves had attained. One day, in such company, Gora, another saint and a potter by trade, was asked to ascertain which of them in that group were half-baked, that is, had not realized God. Gora took a small, flat wooden board such as he used to prepare or test the parts and began to pat on the head of everybody. When he came to Namadeva and patted on his head, Namadeva cried aloud, thinking he was hurt. Immediately, all the others in the company began to laugh, saying that Namadeva was only half-baked and had not become fixed in his spiritual position. Namadeva felt insulted. He went to Pandharpur and complained to Panduranga of his humiliation. Panduranga then advised him to adopt Vishobha Kecha as his guru. Namadeva met Vishobha and became his disciple. From Vishobha, he realized that God is everywhere. Namadeva was a pioneer of the radical Bhakti school, which emphasizes achieving a direct loving relationship with Brahman, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, through constant, sincere devotion. The essence of his message is to always recite the name of the Lord and sing his glory. He was not the author of any big treatise, but he left a large number of short devotional poems which are called as abhangs. Most of these are lost, but about 4,000 abhangas are available. Some of Namadeva's abhangas are found in the Sikh Adi Granth.
I have also published an audio book on the subject. The link for the book titled Great Saints of India and the audio book are given in the description part of this video.